Welcome to the Homes by Valdez channel. My name is Adrian Valdez, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 mistakes that first-time home buyers make. Now, if you enjoy this content, smash that like and subscribe button and tap that notification bell to see more content like this. And number 1, not getting pre-qualified. Now, imagine you walk in and you see the perfect home. It meets all of your needs. It's at a great price range. The area is beautiful, and you're like, man, this is it. And then you go to put in an offer and realize you don't have your pre-qualification letter. You can't put in an offer. By the time you get it, it's already under contract, and it's heartbreaking. It happens all the time. Getting the pre-qualification letter before you start looking at homes is very important to make sure that you don't destroy your enthusiasm for buying a home and being able to actually put in offers when you find something you like. Number 2, using your pre-qualification as your budget. Now, general wisdom is not to spend more than a third of your income on housing. However, when you're looking at how they pre-qualify you and the amount of money that they give you, it's going to be based on 45 to 55% of your gross income. That is before taxes are taken out. So you're already looking at 45% before taxes. That's more than a third of your income just off the bat. If you wind up using your full amount and you don't have somebody else moving in with you and you don't have anybody to split that cost with, you're going to wind up what's known as house poor. While you may have a beautiful home, you won't have money for anything else. Number 3, not having additional savings. Now, while I understand that you already are spending a ton of money between down payment, closing costs, appraisals, and inspections, not having additional savings could wind up putting you in a very poor position. Most loans have a hard penalty for missing the first few payments of the loan. If you don't have additional money and you wind up stuck in a hard situation, you could wind up stuck with those penalties and other issues. Oftentimes, there are unexpected expenses when you are looking at buying a home, including repairs that you didn't get caught in the inspection, and stuff just goes wrong when you own the house. Unlike a rental, you can't just expect somebody else to come and fix it. You're going to have to pay somebody to come out. Number 4, not having a proper timetable. Now, oftentimes you're going to wind up spending a lot more time buying a house than you expect, and this can cause issues when you're doing stuff like canceling leases. Now, to give you a general time frame, I would say on average you're looking about 1 to 2 weeks to get your pre-qualification letter, 0 to 2 months in order to get an offer accepted, and then 25 to 45 days after your home is under contract in order to close on that house and officially own it. So make sure that you're planning for that amount of time when looking at moving in. Number 5, using the listing agent. This is called a dual agency, and in many states it's actually become illegal. The reason for this is when you have a real estate agent representing you, they have a fiduciary duty in order to look out for your best interest. However, when you're representing the buyer and the seller, it is nearly impossible to look out for both of them at the same time. You'll have too much information about each of them, it's too hard for that to cross over, and it can get really sketchy really quick as far as who you're giving a better deal to. So in order to avoid that, I would highly advise that you just Google real estate agents near me or ask if there's somebody else who we could refer you to, but I would highly recommend not using the listing agent to represent you when they're already representing the seller. Number 6, online price estimates. Now, I understand that Zillow and other competitors have an online price estimate for each property. This does use a complex algorithm that I would never understand. However, it also doesn't know the current condition of the property and add that into the price on top of community pieces that may affect the value of the home, including new construction coming up or new projects that are going to be into the area that may affect the value of homes. Now, if you're curious about if the value of a home is worth what you're trying to offer for it, I would highly suggest that you ask your local realtor to write up what's called a CMA and figure out what they would list it for or believe the price is worth for that specific property. Number 7, buying for the wrong reason. Now, oftentimes, people are afraid to keep renting because they're not getting anything out of it. And while I understand the concept, if you don't intend on residing in that property long term, you are going to wind up wasting more money than you would have just renting. If you're intending on buying and living and turning around and selling that home within 5 years, you're probably better off just staying in the rental market until you're ready to settle down. Also, don't be buying because of peer pressure of friends and family. Make sure that this is your decision and you are happy to move forward with buying this house. Number 8, timing the market. Now, with homes at an all-time high and APR rates continuing to rise, I can understand being a little worried about buying currently. However, timing the market is never a great solution. Most of the people who you see who are talking about the housing market crashing right now are all just clickbait videos. And when you do wind up clicking them, most of them tell you that there isn't enough information right now to assume that the housing market will actually crash. Most of them at this point assume that there will be a correction where there might be a slight decrease and a level off due to supply and demand when we do wind up having the number of buyers start equaling out to the number of sellers. However, it is still heavily leaning towards buyers as there are many more buyers still in the market than there are sellers. Do not try to time the market. You are going to wind up losing. Find a home that you are comfortable living in long term, buy it, and historically, home prices go up. Unless something crazy happens that I could not predict, your home value will wind up going up in the long run. Find something that you can afford month to month and pick it up. Number 9, rushing. Now, I understand with the current market condition, you could have put in 4 or 5 offers and you could be getting frustrated, keep getting outbid, but just hold on. I've had plenty of clients in the current market using stuff like FHA, rural development, VA loans that are all not what people are looking for. However, they still got homes inside of their price range that they are happy with. And that's important. Don't rush off and buy a home that you just will hate in a year or two. You'll wind up wasting a bunch of money, probably turn around and sell it at a loss, and then be back at square one. Take the time that you need in order to find something that you will be happy in long term. Now, if you're working with an agent or a lender who's pushing you to rush, find a new agent. There are tons of lenders and realtors in every city, and every single one of them want your business. So if you feel like they're not accommodating your time frame, move on and find somebody who can work at your pace. Number 10, not shopping around for your loan. Now, oftentimes I hear that people are worried about getting their credit pulled multiple times and lowering their score and affecting what they can afford. I've even heard people say that lenders told them that if they continued with other people to see what they would give them, that they would not qualify for the same amount because their credit would go down. Now, after you get your credit pulled originally for a home loan, you have about a month period where you can continue to apply as many times as you want without it hitting your credit score, specifically for home loans. This is to prevent this kind of situation in the first place. Now, my recommendation is to get approved at least 3 places. Find a local credit union and find 2 places that either your agent refers you to or you trust. Figure out which one you want to work with most. Take what the other ones offer you and bring them to the other lender. Ask, can you beat this? And 9 times out of 10, they will. And that's how you're going to wind up giving yourself the best offer going into a loan. Thank you, and your beautiful face, for taking the time out to watch this video. If you have any questions or concerns with anything covered in this video or anything dealing with real estate in general, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below and I will be sure to reply to you. Or you can call me or email me. I will leave my contact information in the description down below. Hope you have a wonderful day.